Standard restaurant supply.
Standard restaurant supply.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, this place is huge.
Oh yeah,
It's exciting.
like you just. I do genuinely get excited when I walk around this place. I've taken a date here.
I think that's a good date.
Yeah, well, I was shopping for presents, but still, it's like this is a really cool place.
Welcome to Wandering the Aisles. My name's Andy Farnsworth. These are happenings out in the world, spontaneous conversational films. Brian Earl is on the show. He's a comedian, Salt Lake City guy. This was almost exactly a year ago that we went to this restaurant supply store. I mean, you'll get it from the name of the place. We're two living from the neck up kind of fellas, trying to live more from the neck down. Been a minute. I'm sitting here in my closet looking at my dress shirts hanging here, and they are a bit of they're a thoughtful reminder of the interviews I've been having lately. Yes, that's right. Andy works a day job until perhaps this supports my life. By the way, thank you for the huge donation I just got. Well, let's not say huge. I'm not, putting a down payment on a house, but I got a really nice card and some money, more than I've ever gotten. So it actually made me cry when I got it because, I think about why I'm doing this all the time, every time I do it. I mean, there's so many podcasts out there. Anyway, existentially, they're getting more and more difficult to defend. But I will say Wandering the Aisles includes layers upon layers of artful rumination, words like rumination, stand-up. You'll hear another clip from the forthcoming album here, which is, it's still getting shopped around to some labels, meaning I've sent it out to some friends with some sway to hopefully get this out. But for now, if you want to support the show on patreon.com/wandering the aisles, and I get it if you don't want to do the recurring monthly thing, I get it. You can just donate and then cancel right away. So Wandering the Aisles doesn't get lumped into your Spotify, Audible, mail order vegetables, porn, and Thai subscription. Leggings, I don't know. Can you subscribe to yoga pants? I would. No, dude, come on. Can you subscribe to pants? Yeah, you can. You could subscribe to pants because they have those box pants in a box clubs. You're listening. Damn it. See, it wouldn't work because my weight fluctuates, so I'd have to keep changing it. Anyway, once again, if you were vacuuming, patreon.com/wandering the aisles. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah, the dress shirts hanging here in my closet. These are unlucky dress shirts, overqualified. That's what I keep getting in these interviews. So, your boy's been painting houses, which, it's humbling from one perspective when you have a lot of grad school. But as my sister reminded me recently, your 7 years of grad school don't add up to qualifications in the trades. I did have a painting business at one point. I feel like I'm doing this work so I can do comedy and the podcast, and so I can have at least some mental real estate left to do what I'm doing. It feels like I'm supporting it like a kid. And I know it's not a kid, but it does keep me up. I do feel regret as if I haven't tended to the kid, and then I start to feel, I get down on myself because I'm a bad parent. Several divorces, and the poor kid's been through a lot. Point is, I'm painting, and the last time I did this job, I had this painting business I owned, and I did okay. It was in the Midwest, had my truck, but I was still drinking. Painters are kind of known for being drinkers. I don't know exactly why that is. Maybe it's because you're high all the time. You just want to keep that going. I was just lit from being around wood filler. all day yesterday. At the beginning, I was like, oh, this is a freebie. At the end, I was like, this is not the one I would choose. People who huff, more power to you. It's economical as a high, but not a good time. Nobody's huffing paint and going to the laser light show. Maybe they are. I shouldn't say. Somewhere in Florida. I'm sure that's happening. Florida gets a bad rap, doesn't it? Anyway, I was, 30 when I was doing this job, 27, 30. And I work with dudes who are that age. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to be managing them. I know I'm not, because nobody told them I'm managing them, but it's just hard to let shit roll off of you when people don't know what they're doing. And I kind of don't know what I'm doing either. I'm not a plumber. I don't do electrical, but I know how to do, painting and painting-related light construction stuff. You can probably relate to this in any profession. When you hear a coworker say, I'm not too worried about it right now. I don't know about you, but I get panicky when I hear that because we're going to have to deal with that together, or I'm going to have to deal with it. Your boss walks in. What's with this? Streaky. You don't know how to paint? You want to be like, nah, they did it. But these dress shirts here in my closet are a bit of a reminder that I'm either way off track or way on track, career-wise. Where am I going with that? Good question. The question, really. Where are we going with that? Digression is the soul of wit, my friends. They say brevity, but not according to my buddy Lawrence Stern. Hey, well, let's just return to the restaurant supply store with Brian. I want the full Brian Earl date experience, so I want to know how you would act if we were on a date. Is that possible?
It's just me walking around talking. It is. Sometimes I feel like people get frustrated with how much I talk on dates. Like, I feel like I'm not doing flirting talking. I'm just trying to have a good conversation. Like, that's what I want. I want somebody that I can have a good conversation with.
It's everything.
Yeah. And so if I find someone who has that, and then I start talking about things that I like to have conversations with that are not necessarily flirty. And I don't know.
It's the comics conundrum, because your brain is obsessed with inane shit.
Yeah.
It's a fucking handicap, man.
Yeah, or at least you really want to expand on thoughts.
Right.
Like, inane or not. Like
that instinct, yeah, you want it.
Explore
you can't leave shit out there.
Yeah.
But people, oh my God. Look at this place.
Yep.
This
is
is
the plate aisle. You don't realize how many types of glasses there are.
We have to kind of narrate for radio.
Yep, we got little boot mugs.
Oh yeah, these are the ones where you drink a yard of beer, but this is evidently for little kids.
A mini version of it.
Drinking,
yeah.
Little German boys.
I'm sure they have the actual full-size boots here somewhere.
Why do they just say little German boys? I'm sure there's little girls, German girls getting drunk off yards of beer.
They drink from high heel shoes. No.
Oh my God.
Sorry.
Glass slippers.
I don't know. Apparently that was a thing. Like, you would take a bottle of champagne out to the beach, and like the lady would just take off her high heel, and you would drink champagne from her shoe. I just saw that in a video recently. I'm like, that's a thing?
I'm impressed with this place, Brian. This may be the least interesting podcast. I mean, we think it's fun, but it's like they can't see any of this shit.
It's a very visual audio podcast. Yeah.
Open signs.
As many open signs as you want. No smoking.
Restroom.
Bathroom signs.
How much is the restroom? Oh, these are expensive. It's expensive to say you're open. This is it. This is where you buy the common decency and the state law require that you wash your hands sign.
Yep.
I'm going to buy one of these.
Oh.
I have to buy that. That's going to be a... Notice,
works.
If you open it, close it. This is a pre-made sign. Notice, if you open it, close it. If you turn it on,
turn it.
I thought these were like signs made by like bitchy coworkers.
Oh. Yeah, here's the larger shot glasses area. I think this is a whiskey glass right here. Don't know why they're shaped that way.
These are for shots.
And this looks like it's from Star Trek.
Oh yeah, for Romulan ale, like for tiny Romulans.
They always have the weirdest cups.
I drink apple cider vinegar every day because I don't drink anymore. But
Yeah.
this would be a good way to pretend I'm still drinking.
And yeah, you can do the whole like, "Meh," and slam the glass down afterwards.
All right, what's next?
Yeah, let's walk around the perimeter here. We can go through the plate aisle a bit too.
How many dates have you brought here?
Just one.
Did it?
And it was not a first date. It was.
Oh wow!
This
So
is
I'm
like
flattered.
Yeah. Oh.
We went straight to third date.
Yes. This is where I take people when I think that they're really special.
I hope that's the one thing that lady hears. Just that one comment. You know, this is a little bit freaking me out because this is where all the stuff you like at restaurants.
Yeah.
You're like, I thought this was a special
recognize
thing.
these plates.
Yeah, I recognize this. These are like sushi accoutrements.
Yeah. Pho spoons.
My name. Do you have a good fake faux place name?
Oh, Pho 20.
Mine would be what you hit me faux. There is a lot of glasses. Evidently, there's a lot of drinking in our culture.
Yes.
There's more drinking than plating.
Oh, look at these. This is like a half-gallon mug right here.
It's a stein.
And this is not for pouring. This is for drinking from too.
Is that the one where you ordered the pitcher for the table, or is that
No,
just the
because those
one?
would have a spout.
Oh, good point.
Yeah. I think they would.
I think you're right.
I don't want to speak with too much authority.
No, it sounded authoritative, and I think it was deserving.
Okay.
Gravy boats? This is where gravy boats come from.
Yes, this is where gravy boats are born.
Oh my God.
See, here's the thing: is that they have. Like you can get a gravy boat that's really nice, or they have just ones that have like small ceramic defects here.
Mm-hmm.
So you can buy the same one for a lot cheaper.
That's a gravy dinghy.
Yeah.
Do you ever hear yourself saying something you think is funny, and then you say it, and you're like, dude,
All the time.
You can do better than that. This is too noisy.
Like I feel as though since I've hit my 30s, I've started doing way too many dad jokes.
Dude, this is a thing. I've noticed
Yeah.
this. Even if you don't have kids,
Yeah.
it starts to kick in.
I know.
What is it?
Do you have nieces and nephews though?
I do,
Yeah.
but I never use it on them.
Okay. Yeah, I use it more with
But
friends than anybody.
It does come up. It's like, it's...
Those are your coffee machines. But yeah,
Okay, how would you describe what dad humor is if you were going to make the Wikipedia
it is
page?
just like jokes that you know aren't really funny, but you deliver them with the gravitas as though they are.
And you also, this is the thing, it comes from a place that feels kind of inevitable. When it hits you, you're like, I have to say this.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
That's
It's like,
the thing.
Yeah. It's
A
like
joke
an
joke, you're like-
instinctual joke. Yes.
What the fuck is that about?
Yeah. Huh?
I wonder.
I
This
don't-
is what
maybe-
if it's nature put that in you to like you have to teach the next generation what's funny, and it has to start with dad jokes.
And maybe nature put that in you so that the tribe would kill you off before you got too old.
But look how many. But dad humor is a thing.
I know. Yeah.
So clearly, it's just maybe a survival. Oh my god! This is where
Yeah.
I need
This
to
is
start.
all your coffee stuff is right here.
This is one thing I'm noticing about recording these is that I don't finish my thoughts.
Yeah.
Especially because you're in
Yeah.
a store and you get
it's-
distracted. But to me, that's a model of consciousness because you have a thought,
Yeah.
and then you get distracted by a coffee pot.
Yeah, it's a good representation of an actual conversation in a place too. So.
And isn't that what conversations are? To figure out why you're having them, sometimes you start talking. The thing beneath them, I think, is just a desire to find something together, to not feel alone. Maybe a lot of it's just mindless pattern. We're just talking. But I kind of think it's like a fireplace. We're warming our hands around something. In this case, Brian and I are warming our hands by a bunch of just random stuff.
Oh yeah, and if you ever just need plates,
Yeah.
like, these are good, cheap plates.
This would be
dollar
the best
plates.
place to have a breakdown.
Oh,
I mean,
it's like walk in, slap $1,000 on the front desk, and just go wild. Yep. Oh, here's the beginning of the bartending section right here too. So you get all these things that I don't know the names of. 'Cause
Well,
I
it
was
has it
Mormon
on it.
until I was
Shakes.
27.
oh, you were.
Yeah.
Everybody, see, this is what happened. Did you grow up here?
Yeah.
So you're Mormon until you're 27. How old are you now, can I ask?
I'm 34.
So you've been 7 years clean.
Yeah. Well, 7 years dirty is what I like to think of. But yeah.
Did you do the thing where you wrote the letter and you're like, I'm out?
No.
So technically you're still...
I feel as though that legitimizes them.
That was a practice and performance bottle. This is for like when you're training to be
Oh.
in cocktail.
Yeah, Tom Cruise. Everybody's got to start somewhere. You don't want people throwing around actual bottles.
So you feel like it gives them legitimacy if you actually
Yeah.
formally bow out?
Yeah.
I guess I
kind
could
of.
see that.
It's, I don't know. It also
makes
seems
sense.
like a bitter act too, and I don't know. It's. I mean, like it was everything when I stopped, but it's really nothing anymore. And it's really
That
weird.
makes, well, it's a huge identity thing.
Oh yeah, it is. I don't know. Like I've explained it before as like religion is like learning to paint by numbers.
Huh.
And then you stop, like when you realize that, like, oh, this is not creative, this is not interesting. You have to stop and just whitewash the whole board and figure out how to paint from scratch again.
I like that analogy. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this is leftover central. So this is
Oh,
all Tupperware.
Yep. Wow. How much Tupperware does a restaurant need?
That's true. I don't want them serving leftovers. And this seems like you.
I don't know, that could be like a gimmick for a restaurant.
Oh, that's not a bad idea.
Yeah, like a Wilson. I mean, it's
What would
like
you, it'd be like really good, but it's called like leftovers.
yeah, like they serve it to you in a Tupperware thing.
As you're saying it, I'm like, I don't know if I want to go.
Yeah.
You could serve people takeout at your own house.
There we go. Do you want a to-go box? At home.
It's just, it's too much behind the scenes. Like this is
Yeah.
where the Chinese takeout boxes come
Yep.
from.
Like this is just stuff you see every day, pretty much, and don't
All right.
really think about where it comes from.
This
But
is
it comes
upsetting.
from
This
here.
is where chocolate boxes come from.
Yes. I did not ever see these
Candy-
before.
The whole thing is breaking down, dude.
I don't know. No,
This is like
you're
religion.
finding your origins, man. This is the roots of the world right here.
What if this was like with religion too? They had a store like this, and they had they probably do like all the crosses.
Yes.
There's a factory with all the crosses in them.
Yeah, there's just like a standard church, standard Protestant supply or something like that.
Standard Protestant supply.
Oh, that would be worth doing a road trip for, honestly.
I would go, and also I
Yeah.
would want to meet the person who got fired from the cross factory.
It kept burning my eyes. Try putting that on an unemployment application.
Wait a minute. So it says here you got fired from the cross factory. Salvation Novelties Incorporated. Yeah, I actually may have burned a cross
Yeah. It just happens whenever I touch them.
in the front yard.
Yeah, that's one you do not put on your resume.
There is though. We're joking. There is a place where those
Yes,
are made.
there's also just a giant place that has a whole bunch of Christian kitsch in it.
Right, like the
It's like
communion plates. You're Mormon,
Yeah.
so you didn't have communion.
Well, yeah, but they also, like, there is definitely a Mormon place like that.
Mormon.
I want to get some of those sacrament cups and use them for shot glasses.
The thing about the Mormons, though, they're smart enough to have that in house. They're probably like, we gotta keep this private.
Oh, they are. That's one thing that's very interesting about them is they're just so industrious.
Yeah.
Like they are good business people.
That's true. My sister reminded me the other day, she's like, do you remember how many times Mom and Dad left you at church? Oh, yeah. It's like, I do remember that. Where else? The grocery store. I remember that. I remember like a guy with no thumb and a powered door. Just an early memory. And then there was a gymnastics place that I remember hiding in the foam pit. What was the other one? Sears. And we'll get to Sears in a minute. I don't know, I feel like a lot of my issues with God started with the whole Mom and Dad driving away thing and leaving me. Because I don't understand. I mean, I'm trying to figure it out. I believe in something. But, I mean, we just got dropped off here. Doesn't that, I don't know why we're all not, like, freaking the fuck out. We just go about our lives. Nobody knows how we fucking got here. Doesn't that bother you? Like, people think, oh, yeah, no, we came from this. Really? You know. The people that are very certain about it, they tend to be assholes. You know, I know why we're here. Good. Good for you, because I am still fucking waiting to be picked up. You die and God's like, hey, remember how I just dropped you off for 90 years and I didn't say anything? Just left you to figure it out. Oh, you left me the Bible, thank you. I find the Bible a little suspicious. There's no books written in cold weather. None. Doesn't it bother anybody? Like nobody from Sweden like penned any gospel. It's cold. Don't steal anything. I don't know. Put on some mittens or something. That's the gospel according to Sven. Thank you. But I don't know. I think that's weird. Well, Jesus. I'm a fan of Jesus. I'm down. I accepted Jesus like 20 times when I was a kid. They're like, Andy, stop. I was like, yeah, but it's such a rush. You know? Like, he's in there, buddy. He's good. So this is a thing I've been trying to come up with a name for, because in grocery stores, there's a thing where, you know, someone takes like tampons and they put them by the Red Bull, right?
Yeah.
And they call them strays, I think.
Okay.
In the industry. But to me, they always have some sort of philosophical implication.
Like, why did you put the tampons next to the Red Bull?
There's definitely a narrative there.
Yes. They're trying to invent one. It may also just be that some guys were goofing off.
No, but I mean, you let's say there was no silly intention. It was just someone picking it up and putting it down. So say someone, they were like, I need tampons.
This is an entire just aisle of tins in giant boxes.
Pie tins.
These are like the to-go boxes, so there's the top things and the...
This is the Costco of to-go boxes.
It's true.
This is the flan. If you want to take away flan,
yep.
There's a dish for that. So chef is out of the...
Well, it's...
For you.
Hand. I have a weird hand.
Whoa, what happened to your hand?
I stuck it in a miter saw. But I had 4 years of restaurant experience beforehand. And what I found out, like, once I got out into the wild with this thing, is that people do not like to see it when they are being served food.
Oh, yeah, you don't want to...
Yeah, they're weird about it.
But it's weird because you can have a clean
Yeah, all
mangled
that.
hand.
Yes.
This doesn't seem mangled.
It's
just
depends
the
on the
one.
angle. Yeah, like it's weird doing like I've done stand up in front of people for.
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah.
It's weird if you have an injury or a deformity in stand-up in some way, because I've noticed when I had like a broken hand thing,
Yeah.
it was really hard because people are animals and they're like, they can't stop looking at your injury.
Yeah, that's
And I
the
think
thing.
it's because they're like, we can eat this person if we wanted.
That may also be like either empathy or just some sort of
It's not
like.
empathy. It's definitely not empathy.
Fair enough.
I don't
It could
think-
also be something like, oh, that could happen to me someday.
Well, I think
could be
jokes
up
are
there
like an
with a
authority
broken
thing.
stand.
So it's like, who is this guy think he is?
It's true, and that's I don't know. Like,
I definitely noticed though. I've never noticed that. I mean, I've never noticed that you had it when you're doing
but yeah,
stand-up.
it's like it is right out in the open, but it's not very noticeable.
Did you ever read that book, The Pushcart War, when you were in grade school?
No, what one was that?
It was just a kid's book about these two pushcart vendors, you know, like taco vendors.
Okay.
Who I had some kind of turf war.
Oh, that's
It's a wine cooler, and not the drink, the refrigerator.
yeah. It's
I just picture a severed head in there.
oh,
Is that weird?
I can't not now.
I know.
Oh, that would be very confusing for someone to say, "Go get me a wine cooler."
You come back
It's
with
like
one.
they either come back with a $5,000 thing or a $3 thing.
One bottle, one Bartles and James. What would you call the singular of Bartles and James? A Bartles and James?
Oh,
This
here's
is
your
where the
custard
milkshakes-
maker.
Oh,
yeah.
custard maker.
I guess you could make anything that's frozen in there. I don't know.
Well, yeah, because
Do you ever watch Iron Chef?
Just gonna say that.
It's like they always go for the ice cream machine.
They're like, what's the
That's
weird
like-
ingredient? Turning it into ice cream.
Yep, seems to work every time too.
See, this is a place of just funny things to put on your head.
Oh, a prop master's dream. Yeah, this is.
Oh my God. It's a giant. It's a giant
Oh yeah.
potato masher.
Yeah, this is like something that a dystopian king would hold to show power or something like that. I mean, the mortar and pestles of, I don't know. Like the only time I see people using these is involved in drugs.
Yeah, and guacamole. Drugs and guacamole. That's when you
What's
use
the
them.
difference? No. Dad joke.
That was a dad. Well, a weird, like a drug dad.
Yeah. No, it's
It's a little
oh, mini cheese.
You can find the biggest version of anything and the smallest version. There's a drug scale.
It's again
Everything's
another thing. Oh, it's the pizza bags. It's the things that they keep the pizzas warm in.
I've had that job. Have you had that job?
No, I am thinking about it like recently.
It wasn't bad. When I did it, it was like, it
I don't
was
know.
a long time ago, and
I-
I'd get like, someone would write me a check for $2 for breadsticks at 4 a.m.
I don't want to deliver pizza in the area that I grew up on account of just being some really awkward reunions at this point in my life.
See, I hope you don't take this as an insult, but you seem overqualified for these jobs. I think you need to shoot a little higher.
Well, okay. Like,
This is what I
This
think
is the
happens
thing.
to comics. You're overqualified but underqualified for a lot of
I
things.
know, it's
So
like you
end
can't
up-
write think pretty on your resume.
But there's, or advertising, I guess you end up.
Yeah, I guess so, but
The Cuisinart Baby series, I don't understand what that.
they seem to not be moving these very quickly.
Oh, it's for sterilizing 6 bottles at a time.
Okay, that makes sense, actually.
I think if you have to go to the restaurant supply store to raise your family, too many kids.
This is Utah, yeah.
But that doesn't make it right.
I went to Taylorsville High School, and just like a mile down the road is this Ace Hardware that was like the business hub of the Kingston clan, which is an incestuous polygamous cult.
Okay.
So there were a lot of polygamists in the area. I went in there one time, and it was different than most other Ace Hardware places. It's like, why?
Polygamous
Who
hardware.
needs to buy that many socks?
You're like, why are there handcuffs with six hand things in it? Like, I'm part of the BDSM polygamy community. Like, it must be hard to find.
That would be a really interesting.
Well, I guess that assumes you have to have sex as a family, which is.
I don't know.
But I bet you do. Because
Like,
you're
I don't know.
FLDS.
Have you ever watched Big Love, the HBO thing?
No, I haven't.
I don't know. Like, that was kind of a thing, is it like there was one family where it was just free love all around. Like, the wives were lesbian lovers, and there are other ones that's just like they were just sisters who had a common husband. Like, in that series, like, he has a business owning a hardware store, and I'm convinced it's based off of that Ace Hardware down from my high school.
You're probably right.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, KitchenAids.
Yes, all the KitchenAids.
I have KitchenAids.
Do you have a KitchenAid? Oh, God damn.
That's dad humor.
Oh,
It's not
no.
dad, though. It's like a weird dad.
First you get Kitchen HIV, and then it evolves to KitchenAids.
This place, I'm actually tired from how funny this place is. Like,
Yeah, like if people come here, they should like put aside an entire afternoon. This isn't
but
Idle
to
walk
someone
through.
in the restaurant industry, this is just like a boring trip to the store.
it's true.
This is the spanking spoons aisle.
Like, I'm sure a S&M person could have a field day here in some way. A taco shaper.
What would a field day? They always say it's a field
Yeah, what does
day.
that mean?
It
That's-
comes from some kind of press thing.
Okay.
The media's gonna have a field day with this.
It could be like maybe they invited them out. I am completely making things up. I don't know. Like they were doing a field exercise with the military. So
Yeah,
they
I wonder if it
invited
was
them.
for like reporting on air shows,
Yeah.
and they're gonna have a field day. Oh, you know what it is? A field day is when it was like the opening day of sports.
Oh.
So they go around and interview all the players.
Oh, okay. Christmas cookie jars in the midst of March.
It sounded very poetic, Brian.
Sorry.
Why did you say
It was-
sorry?
it was-
That was nice. That was a moment. We had a little moment.
Christmas cookie jars in the midst of March. Alliterative.
Tongues. Dude, I'm a little overwhelmed. I think this may be, we may be reaching the end.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm
Well, we've walked pretty much every aisle at this point, too. So.
I just find it really funny
Oh.
that there's always the tiniest version and the biggest version of everything. All right, I think we're good.
Okay. Yeah, that place is it's a hell of a thing.
I feel kind of sad now. That was I'm coming down.
Are you burnt out on wonder?
I'm not. That's it. That's me and Brian Earl. Thank you, Brian. Let's do that again soon. That was a year ago. So we've both changed a little bit since then, I think. It's a nice rainy day down in, I don't know, south of Salt Lake City. Sandy? I don't know. I don't even like saying the names of those suburbs. Because it gets fucking weird down there. But yeah, he's fun. He's a good date. God, I love that guy. So smart. And just uncomfortable in his own skin as I am. Oh, Brian does improv too. He's a good improv guy. He's part of a group called Crowdsourced Comedy that's here. And honestly, it's some of the best improv I've seen anywhere. I've seen it in other places where it's supposed to be like amazing. In New York and Chicago and Los Angeles. And it's fucking great. These guys are good. But Brian's a part of that. They've had me on that show. They'll have you do a bit and then they'll act it out, you know, as the group. And mine, it can be a little tricky because I don't really have jokes. I just kind of descend and it's sort of a slow train wreck, and then people seem to end up laughing, but they end up having to act that out. All right, the blood sugar is really low. I'm not going to keep this 10 minutes. Brian Earl. He's on the internet. I don't know. What is... Oh, that means I have to go get my... Do you like that ringtone? You like that? This is my new not doing second takes of things thing. Look, I just tried on pants at the Smiths, and I'm starting to sound like a caricature of myself. I know I always talk about this, and I talked about a pants subscription situation earlier. Oh my God, though. I mean, just that feeling. Like, I think they make them with, like, there's like spikes in the waist. I mean, really, fuck it, was my thinking when I left there. Do you hear the shame in my voice? It's all right. Let's take a deep breath. Right? It's okay, dude. It's weird, isn't it? How you feel about your body? It changes so dramatically. And I ate well today. No, you know what? I had a donut. Maybe that sent me into like PTSD land. I did have that little battle. I mean, really, when I walked out of that dressing room, there was a lady there. She saw the look on my face and she said, "It's okay. They all fit differently, the different brands." I was so beside myself with my self-hate. I did feel a little weird, though. I didn't want commentary. It all flares up in the spring. I've got a hold of it now. I'm back on the exercise kick. Bikram, Orange Theory. You know how CrossFit is for douchebags? This is CrossFit for douchebags, but who want technology involved. You wear like a little Bluetooth thing. Talking too much? I don't care. It's my podcast. What else am I going to do? Ask you how you're doing? I do that. I already asked. I guess I could check in again. Do I sound manic? I need to eat. My laundry is going right now. And I think that's another real spiral. This is one thing I miss about New York. I mean, it's the best deal in New York was laundry. You could drop your laundry off for like $12. You'd get this perfectly folded bag of laundry. And you're like, oh, this is mine. Is this mine? These are my clothes? Wow, they look like they're new. I don't want to leave you guys like this. You know what I do want to share with you? Since I'm trying to get rid of this perfectionism thing. Do you hear that? Someone just honked. I record so many notes to myself during a given week that I thought maybe I'd share those. Maybe these are more honest. Anyway, here's a note. Just because I don't want to hang up on you guys yet. There's this woman in the car next to me, and it's a BMW, and she has a sticker on the front windshield of her car that says, "Things are always working out for me." And it's facing, well, I guess it would be reversed if you were looking at it from the front, if you were in a head-on collision. But that's just entitlement, isn't it? Or delusion. I mean, I guess it's positive thinking. Delusional positive thinking. Things aren't always working out for you. Are they? I mean, just because you're driving a BMW, I don't think that means they're all working out. Is that something you say to yourself? I was in a class when I was in grad school, and the teacher, Melanie Raytone, super cool, amazing woman, who I suspect of being able to raise animals from the dead. But that's another story. She just was so into nature, it seemed like she could cast spells on it. Anyway, she would have the class go around at the beginning of every class and say, I don't know, like what they were thinking or what their mantra was or something for the day. And this one woman, Karen, said, "I do not suffer. I do not suffer." I just passed the $8 haircut place, by the way. $8 most haircuts. Yeah, but that just, I don't know. To each his reach, and if I can't cop it, ain't mine to have. What was that? It was from like George Clinton. It was from some one of those albums. To each his reach, and if I can't cop, it ain't mine to have. I like that. But I guess I was saying that about I don't know if they're affirmations or just, delusional statements about what you deserve. You don't deserve everything to work out for you. Nobody deserves that. I mean, a lot of things, probably more than I realize. Maybe she's right. Maybe everything is working out. Maybe I should say that. It is. I mean, things are working towards something, towards entropy. Maybe. Yeah. No, Andy, stick with it. Things are moving towards a state of disorder. That's science. It's a guy on a motorcycle talking to a cop. That's a real Norman Rockwell moment. Yeah, I'm still here. Are you? My laundry timer is about to go off, so I'm going to hang up here, and I'm going to go get my laundry. I'm going to say a prayer for me if you do that sort of thing, because folding laundry on a Saturday night, I'm doing it Saturday instead of Sunday, because Sunday night, the dread, you talk about drinking, that's when I would kind of get going there. Because that existential emptiness, the dread of Sunday night and folding clothes, this just futile Sisyphean task. Do you hate me? Have I asked you that already? Come on. Am I being needy? I'm sorry. Good night. Thank you, Aaron Campbell, for the music. At Wandering Isles on all the forms of social media. WanderingTheIsles.com is the website. You can find everything if you're not hip to the Apple platform for podcasts. You can just download the episodes there. Donate on the Patreon. You can also just go straight to Patreon, patreon.com/WanderingTheIsles. I feel like I'm begging. Do you feel like this like against that prosperity thing? You're supposed to say, oh my God, I'm getting so many calls, I'm getting so many emails, it's just I can't keep up. Do you know how much people they're lying about that shit? A lot of them, I think. Maybe not. Boy, I'd love to have a thought and just not qualify it. Wouldn't that be nice? Okay.